Good morning, everybody. How are y'all doing today? Welcome to the Sunday edition of the stream. Hopefully y'all are having an absolutely beautiful, amazing day. Pokey, good to see you. Aspen, good to see you. Oh, well, hell, so many of y'all everywhere. Falcon, good to see you. Welcome in. And for those who were in our stream last night, you didn't have to remind me, I have actually just pinged the overlords, literally right as we were going live, to ask about bonus refinery, to remind them that the bonus refinery is due to run, so that's good. They said last night during stream that they were going to check into it this morning, make sure that it's scheduled, so that's good. I don't have an update for the solar armadas, the burial armadas, etc. being broken and not respawning. So far, what I got told yesterday was the soonest I should hear about that is probably going to be Monday morning, so tomorrow morning. But I am pushing for some of that stuff, and I know y'all are anxiously awaiting crap to be working. Texas, good to see you. Striona, good to see you. Virtual Army, good to see you. Everybody, welcome on in. Welcome on in. Barnum says the game is dying. Definitely not even close. But frustrations are real, and it's completely okay to have a month where you're very, very frustrated with the dev team. In fact, how about we just go ahead and use that as a quick intro to the grades that we talked about sharing. Here's the one for stability. Now, y'all can read as well as I can, but there are the percentages for yourself. Here's what you, the players, voted this past month for the game stability. 50.4% of players giving it an F grade. F as in failure. F as in Vic Fontaine, the most overrated side character of all time. I'm just kidding. He's not the most overrated side character. That definitely goes to Neelix. But an F. Nobody likes Fs. Fs suck. But I mean, just to give you a visual of what y'all have been saying, very clearly that this is becoming a big problem. Miss Linda, good to see you. Good morning. Good to see you. So everyone should get max rewards for the broken solar armadas. That is the way to score the highest points of the SMS and the SLB. I have no argument against that. I do think that they rolled out a really nice comp this weekend, and I think they did. But at the same time, I think we definitely reached a point where that comp is not enough to cover all the other junk that's happening that's a negative, right? So let me take this off the screen so I can make sure I get my stuff done. I got to do my anomalous phenomenon and all that. Y'all know how that goes. But yeah, this is kind of where we're at right now. And I will use today as an opportunity to try to push as many of y'all's requests as possible. Been doing that, and thankful that they've at least been responding, because I'll be honest, there were a couple of weeks where wasn't really getting a lot of responses to some issues, but are getting them now. So yeah, Matt says game instability was a nice nudge to go outside and leave the game behind for a bit. Gotta take the upside. I think that's okay too. You know, it's that's a completely okay take. Completely okay take. At least we're back to skipping between the arc stuff instead of grinding more. Now see, I'm not in Nadia personally, because granted, I am mostly looking at this from my accounts in the 20s, 30s, and 40s. My account in the 50s is not as excited about Cal as the other accounts, I think understandably so. But I really, really, really have enjoyed this boost to Cal. The one drawback is they did not boost the amount of Armada directives you're getting. But everything else I've really enjoyed in terms of like this. You can see I'm going to get a pretty significant payday, you know, by doing my Cal rewards. And that actually makes it worth it now. Like that makes it worth it now. You know, being able to get 250 million dilithium is a pretty big deal. That's some research that I've got to get. So appreciate the follow. By the way, thank you so much for joining our family over there and kicking supporting the channel. Y'all are amazing. If you have questions, no matter where you're at, throw it down. Eco's not allowed to take a vacation ever again. Look, I'm not going to blame this on a single person, so I'm not shooting at Eco. But I will say this. If Scopely truly wants to make things better, they need to hire more community managers that are front-facing. What I mean by that is, you still have a Scopely contract rep? I have several. Wow. Bad Wolf. For server 88, what I need the most that'll help me out in that case, because I've actually been doing, sorry for the chat, I'm not trying to bounce around too much. I'm just trying to help people. Bad Wolf, here's what I need you to do. Here's how I've had success getting that lifted. I need your spindiest of spenders to hit me up, like the top 2 or top 3. I need to verify if they have been in contact with the VIP CMs, and if not, I'm going to put them in contact with them, and then we're going to use that to try to spearhead that server getting the lift, okay? I just did that effectively for 2 servers in the past 3 months. Get your spindiest of spenders to come hit me up, okay? I'm not saying that spenders deserve special privileges. That's not my argument. One of the arguments for should a server go 40 plus is, are there enough people there? And we both know what enough people there, man. So have them reach out to me, see if I can help them out. But in terms of communications, back to like what I was saying is, if we really want, things to improve, what they need to do is communications have got to improve. To do that, you need more people, right? For those that don't know, there are 10. I think it's 10 now. It's like 8 or 10. I can name most of them. I can't, but you know what I mean. VIP CMs, as in the VIPs have a slew of people that they can reach any day of the week. And yet front-facing CMs for, the average player or even all players, you have at any given time 1 or 2, and that's it. So what they really need to do is invest some resources into actually talking to the players in the game. And this is on the screen, this is what y'all graded for communications this last month. Not near as bad as the stability grades, obviously, but not exactly anything like if you were a department head, you certainly don't want 50% of your player base saying our department is doing bad. Nobody wants that. So at the end of the day, I think that's what they need. They need to truly bring in a group of people willing to give the players the answers they need. And more than that, give up-to-date communication, because sometimes we'll have it. We had just the other day, you had Beck in the Discord posting like 4 or 5 things, and good information went out, but that doesn't happen every day, right? Doesn't happen every day. How you doing, David? Good to see you. Cam says, in domination events, do you get points when you start the research or finish the research? For domination, since it's power, when you finish the research. God, good to see you. They need to fix formation armadas. Agreed. That is one of the things that I've been bringing up to them. I'm on like day 7 now of me every day poking them. So, yeah. Is the underlying problem with the game the fact that they are adding more and more functions that as a base wasn't created for this complexity? Yes and no. A lot of what they do now, so I'm not sure how many people are familiar with coding, but to give a basic, when this game was originally created, it was hard coded, and now they're going with more of a modular system with all the new content and the new updates, and they are creating it in a more stable way now, but crap does come up. Now, as they've said, just repeating what Scopely has said, most of the problems this month were not to do with the game, but to do with issues they were having with third-party service providers. But again, I'm just passing along what's been said. I can't say that everything is causing the armadas to break because they haven't told us what, but yeah. Do Odo and Hugh stack? Odo and Hugh do the 2 different things, Jerome, but they both work versus hostiles. Odo and Hugh do 2 different things. Hugh actually increases the critical damage, whereas, I'm sorry, Hugh increases the critical chance, where Odo increases the damage amount. So they do 2 different things. Now, if your question was, like, do Hugh and Cisco stack? Well, bad answer. Do Hugh and Khan stack? Yes, they do against a hostile. They do. But Odo does something different. So they don't stack because they don't really work the same way. You always having trouble collecting loot from the Borg probes? The question I have for you, searching for answers, which, by the way, great name. Have you hit your 2,000 daily hostile limit? Maybe by auto grinding in augment space somewhere. That would explain why you're not getting any loot. For those that don't know, Curly Fries, great to see you over there in Kick. Good to see you. For those that don't know, there is a 2,000 a day hostile limit. After that, you stop getting rewards you stop getting drops from your hostiles, etc. If you hit that, you have to then wait till midnight Eastern Standard Time for it to reset. It's very possible that is why. That has been very common this past week since we've had so many grinder leaderboards. I have more and more people hitting this wall now than I've ever had in the community. And many of them don't even know it exists. So, yay, communication. Hey, Admiral Walker, I'm good to see you. Arcuridan, good to see you. You're like 9,000 away from completing the event. Shame solos are gone. So you're on one of the servers that has basically no solos at all. That sucks. Good afternoon, Bacon. Good to see you. Good to see everybody. Providers or not, doesn't change the scope. It needs to figure out why they have had so many issues and solve it. I mean, I agree with you, Forgotten. I'd also say that stability's not been their problem most of the year. I mean, the game's been pretty stable most of the year. This month was terrible, but this is the first month that we've had this level of issue in a while. I'm not excusing it. I'm just saying, like, yeah, fix it. But I think that their problems run a lot deeper than that. Yeah, Sean, I'm in the same boat. The only solos that I was able to find last night on the Dominion side were epics, and on the Borg side, I still found rares and epics, but no uncommons. And obviously, that makes it very difficult to complete anything. Is there any hope of Scopely increasing the day limit? Brian, we can continue pushing for it. I'll be honest that I'm not optimistic that it gets changed. But I think that as a community, we should push for it. I think that it should at least go higher. You know, when it came out, their argument was they're doing it to combat botting. Now, I don't believe they did it to combat botting. But that was the reasoning given out. But at the end of the day, we can definitely try. And I'm glad to do anything the player base wants me to try to push for. If the player base wants me to try to push for that, then I will try to push for that. I just don't want to make any promises that I can't keep. The limit's about stability and server load. That's not why they instituted the limit. I don't know if that's the logic of that they're passing around why there's a limit now, but that's certainly not why they created the limit. I know the original reason it was created. Only saw Epic in Borg space, if any, mostly Epic and Jemadar. Grabbed a couple uncommon this morning. If you've managed to find them, obviously grab them. I'm at the point in this game where I'm not going to wake up at 2 in the morning when nobody's around and hope that something popped up. So if it's not working, I'm just going to say, hey, look, y'all need to comp the players. I'm not going to go above and beyond for y'all. That's just kind of what I tell Scopely. So, yeah. Oh, boy. Vent needs to be pulled like when they first launched Incursion. Similar issues. I mean, I can't really argue that point. Admiral walk it off. I really can't. You know, I think that given the problems that we've been having, that makes sense. By the way, Emperor Bella again, Recurrian, thank you for hitting the follow buttons over there on Kick. Human Target Joe, Trebur, Ivan Nadia, thank y'all for following over there. I'm sorry, on Kick. Really appreciate y'all. So, the limit is probably there because they don't want you to get 5 free ships a day. Honestly, no. But that is something that they don't drop fast enough for you to get 5 ships a day. Let's go ahead and tell you that. The drop rates for like 4-star ships and even 5-star ships is so stupid low. They're not worried about that. It was more of when it got instituted was a rep thing. And they felt that certain players were repping up too fast. And they weren't ready for players to be at the high-end content. Just to give you a little bit more background. When 5-star rolled out, it was incomplete. And when I mean incomplete, I mean literally incomplete. When 5-star entered the game, 5-star did not even have working ship abilities on the ships. They literally rolled it out incomplete. Now, we can start our gripe message of how terrible that idea is on another pod. That's what happened. And one of the preventative measures that started to come out soon after that was they tried to slow down how quickly everybody was progressing. And at the same time, they merged it with this, well, let's say it's to combat botting. I don't really see how this combats botting. They're still grinding out 2,000 hostiles a day, and most people aren't doing that. All it ends up hurting is things like today where leaderboards come into an example. So this is just kind of giving like a little bit of that background history on the game. And say one thing, but the spenders who were leveling up too fast got told something different. So maybe it's a mixture of truths. Let's see what my summer hunt. I'm rank 82 now because we've been doing this every day. But I'm gonna go do. I think I was like rank 8 last night. I think. Solar Flares, how are you doing? Good to see you. What does that mean for those of us who are managing to complete the events and get those 3 tokens each day? Linda, if you're able to complete it, like you're able to actually go through and you're doing well right now, just take advantage of it is all I can really say. Take advantage of it. If you're able to get your solos in and it's working for you, then I'm honestly happy that you're able to do that. Also, look at Rev, not getting any officer shards. Thank you for that. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Thank you for that. You gonna do it this time? Oh, now I got 2 Harry Kim shards. I want Odo, but I guess I'll take Harry Kim. Is the reason on the cow that the uncommon gas and ore lower the crystal? So Go Blue, this is actually a theme. If you notice, the ticket events also pay out more crystal. And they've never given an exact response as to why. I make the assumption that they do this because a big complaint. Hey, there's an Odo shard. A big complaint for a long time was that there's a crystal bottleneck in the game, and there is a crystal bottleneck in 3-star. I don't think there's a crystal bottleneck in 4-star, but maybe that's the reason. But they never come out and said. Yeah, and I get what you're saying, Linda. If people are able to complete it, you won't just throw the event out as a whole. At the same time, there has to be a level of fairness there, and I don't have the answer. All I can do is go to y'all based on y'all's feedback. Just like right now, I'm waiting to hear back about the bonus refinery based on y'all saying, hey, can we make sure that we're getting our bonus refinery? And I do want to make sure that y'all are getting everything that you're looking for. More specialty interceptors? Well, there's really not, Matt. You think about it, like, yeah, you have the Defiant and the Talios, which are interceptors, but you've also got the Voyager, the Titan, and the Cerritos, which are explorers. So they're there, but I mean, there's so many specialty ships now. It's pretty damn well spread out, you know, or dang well, because miners and interceptors both take crystal. And see, Catman, that's true in 3-star. That's true in 3-star. But when you get to 4-star, like for example, I have a USS Hydra. 4-star and 5-star miners have rectified that problem. And again, we give credit to Scopely where it's due. 3-star was designed like that, and that was a problem. But if you go to 4-star and 5-star, they actually take what applies to that faction. So if you are a Federation player, your Hydra wants gas. That's its primary thing. It wants gas. No longer wants crystal. That is a big issue in the 3-star, though. But 3-star at this point in the game is low level. Most of the game does not have that problem any longer. But yes, I do agree that that is a bad design initially. But if you weren't aware, that changes as you go up to 4-star and 5-star. To where the miners now take the applicable resource to the faction that they come from. And see, there's my little tier 6 Hydra there. I'll trade you Odo shards for Chem shards. I would gladly make that trade. I would gladly make that trade. 100%. 100%. All right, can they fix premium recruit function? Sometimes I only get 1 or 2 shards. No officer XP or TP, just 1 uncommon shard. Matt, I actually have to see what that looks like, because usually it adds everything you're supposed to get correctly, but without seeing yours, it's hard for me to really speak on. Been so long since I touched my Hydra, I forgot that was adjusted. No worries, Zeal. I mean, again, there's so much in these games, right? Like, the Star Trek Fleet Command has got so many levels to it, so much depth, that it's both a good and a bad thing. You know, keeping up with all this it's a job. For better, for worse, right? It's a job. It's definitely a job. There's a gas problem in 3-star and 4-star. Again, I don't really say that there's a gas problem in 3-star and 4-star. It just depends on what ships you decide to go for. But, sure. Sure. When they remove the Amalgam B piece from Cosmic Cleanup Event Store, they have not? They've not. Have you already gotten your Amalgam? But here, got an Amalgam right there. They've not removed it from the event store or the Cosmic Cleanup store. They have not removed it. The RNG for officers is terrible. So the RNG for officers in the new event store is 20%, 4% to the epics. No, so I'm sorry, 6% to the epics and 14% of the rares. And that is incredibly low. And it feels worse than that. It feels worse than that. But it is 20%. 6% for the epics, 14% for the rares. And when you're doing a pull, you're getting, what, 2 shots per pull? So, any idea why there's a BP overflow? It's just simply that they didn't do one. The only thing I can honestly think of when it comes to that law is that we had, what, 2 overflows the last time we had a 2-week break? And maybe they're trying to even everybody back out on the broken Aceli rods. But, so. 12 pulls and no officers. CJP, that's just some horrible RNG, because I do agree that that percentage is really low, but y'all saw that I got, what, 2 Harry Kim shards, 1 La'an shard, and then I got 1 Odo shard doing my 6 pulls in front of y'all today. Which is not great by any means, but it worked. And sometimes it works for you, sometimes it doesn't. But this is the same style of event that we had when the Dabo table was the thing in the Ferengi arc, which is over a year ago now. I know not everybody was here then, but from over a year ago. Doofy says, I've gotten top rewards for each of these events so far. 1,200 currency a day, used it all, and I've gotten 1 Odo and 1 Chem shard. Wow, Newfie, that is absolutely insanely low. I believe you, but wow, that is ridiculously low. That is insane. Now, hopefully you're at least getting lucky in pulling the Latinum. Because if you're not getting the officer shards, hopefully you're at least getting the Latinum. The worst roll you can get in the event store is when it gives you the speed ups. That's the worst roll. So I don't know if y'all have looked at the percentages, but the speed up is the 70% roll. And it's trash speed ups. I mean, they're awful. They're awful. They're the little 15-minute speed ups that nobody ever uses anymore. What's up, Vasago? How are you doing? If you get an amalgam from the Cosmic Event Store, then it goes away. I got one from the event store and a second from... I got one from the Cosmic Cleanup Store and a second from the event store. Now, there you go. There's your moneymaker. If you've already unlocked the amalgam, your second one has to come from an event store. That is correctamundo. That is correctamundo. By the way, if you have more questions, throw them in. I am going through some of the grades. Like, for example, here are what y'all thought about the officers last month. For those who are curious about our end of month grades that we do. I've also got to do a grade for the quarterly review because we have now gone through 2 quarters of the year. So we did 1 quarterly review. We got to do another one. But as y'all can see, for the most part, people were okay with the officers. Not exactly super excited, but at the same time, they weren't upset with the officers either. I would say that most of that's probably people really liking Chakotay. I do think that Tuvok has value, though he's not exciting. I do use him every time my Voyager goes into the mining systems. But he's not exciting, and I get that. So Chakotay definitely carried about 40%, 38% with a C grade, 35% with a B, 14.2 with A, and then quite a bit of people with the A+, and almost no Fs. So I'd say officers got a pretty good representation this past month, and they're good officers. The only drawback to this past month is we don't know officer sourcing. That's the one negative, is we don't know what the sourcing long-term is going to be for a lot of these. So... have they said what the Hirogen bounty orders are going to be used for? Not yet, Matt. Simonati with Chakotay. What I believe happened with Chakotay is players benefited from the fact that we have a 2-week break right now. So the fact that we are doing a 2-week break here is how we benefited. Because that means that you have to have an extra leaderboard. So during the month, they ended up giving you 3 Chakotay leaderboards and 3 heroic SMSs, which... if you've remembered recent history, you've not been getting the same officer each weekend. They have been changing it up. I think that was kind of a big change that helped a lot of people not only get Chakotay, we got a lot of players, even free to play, who've gotten theirs up to like tier 2 and tier 3. So the drawback long term though is we still don't know what the long term sourcing for any of this is. So, he's good but not great. He gets great. Chakotay definitely gets great at the higher levels. Early levels, he's good. Like, he's like my number 3 solo armada crew. But if he was max, he definitely has an argument to be up in the big boy chair. Yeah, and the events helped as well, Nadia. A lot of the events also really helped with sourcing Tuvok. Like, you had 2 ticket events every day on the weekends that paid out Tuvok, and 1 that would pay out Chakotay. So yeah, there was definitely some better sourcing than what we're typically used to. I'm not going to use the word great sourcing, but better sourcing than we're typically used to. Send you out here. Darren, we don't know what the bounty orders are going to be used for yet. That information has not been released by late overlords. So we don't know what they're going to be used for yet. But we still got a whole nother week of this battle pass. So, whole nother week. Chakotay sourcing was decent. Yeah. I agree. Decent. But I never want to give love to sourcing if we don't have a permanent path. And since we still don't have a permanent path to Chakotay, I'm not going to sit here and praise it. But at the same time, I do recognize that for its month, it was pretty decent sourcing for its month. Tuvok looked to help storage for 100% buff, but it was off base, so current Voyager cargo only goes 285. That sounds about right, actually, Trebur. That sounds about right. What's the best crew for with Dax or solo? I rarely ever use Dax, Eric. So depends on how you want to use her. Now, if you've tiered up Dax a little bit, giving her synergy with Cisco and Miles can actually be really, really useful. But I guess my first question is, what tier do you have her at? Because I think the one drawback to Dax is at tier 1, she's not the greatest Armada officer in the game. But with levels, and this is a reoccurring problem with a lot of the new officers, with levels, she's good. The only problem is she's not one of the DS9 officers that has great sourcing. Some people have already maxed out, like Miles O'Brien and Cisco. Well, those same people don't have DAX, or they don't have DAX past tier 1 or maybe even tier 2. And that's obviously a negative. All right, let me get these away teams started, because these are critical for me. Told y'all I'm going to start saving. Oh, what are you doing? I'm saving for when they start adding 5-star into the away teams. You got them tier 3 this month. Congrats, Jason. And then, honestly, if y'all remember, just this past few days, we have another event that was paying out Chakotay shards. So they have definitely been sourcing Chakotay quite well for 4 weeks. This is where they soloing, or what are they doing after that? You break stability up to user app by OS and online availability? I can't. No, James. I can tell you that just from talking to players, iOS seems to be by far the least stable platform, and PC is the most stable platform, generally speaking. But they do not give content creators access to stability data, and even if they did, they wouldn't let us share, you know, factual data of where the problems are the most. I know Scopely, they wouldn't let us share that. Even if I had access to it, all I can do is go by what I get when I talk to players. So if I talk to, you know, a couple thousand players in a month, I can tell you that the gross aggregate of, you know, this set is dealing with iOS issues on their iPhones, you know, maybe more than their iPads or the Mac client. But beyond that, not something Scopely shares with us. And even if they did, we wouldn't be able to share it with y'all. Stupid NDAs. Hey, Borjot, good to see you. Yeah, Mac should be very stable, Darren, because it's operating on the same platform as the PC is. It's just a Mac program. But I will say that iOS platforms are where this game has struggled for years, going all the way back to iOS 12, which has been, what, 3 years now. They have had serious issues with stability, memory leaks. I mean, it's been a real pain if you've been an iOS person. That doesn't mean that you haven't had Android bugs. I know the Android Zoom bug is one in particular that really gets on their nerves. I'm just simply saying that the ones that have had the most consistent problems have been iOS. iOS crashes the most, or crashes on BlueStacks. Now, I will point out, BlueStacks is not supported by anybody. Like, any game you play is not going to support the stability of an emulator. So that's not just a Scopely thing. If you went to NetEase, if you went to Niantic, yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. Nobody's going to give stability support to an emulator. So that one I'm not really going to give on Scopely. I will give them grief for struggling with iPhones and stuff, but I'm not going to give them grief for struggling with emulators if that happens, right? What do I think about the XSLB? I'm not participating. One, it has no SMS. Two, it takes the same resource everybody else does. The positive of this is it's a full unlock of 2. Value-wise, if you don't have these, this is really good. I'm not going after it. But 2 full unlocks of an epic is a pretty damn good value-wise for a leaderboard. Now, it's an XSLB, which means that you are going against your incursions target, and there's no SMS. So you got to, like, really score well. But, I mean, value-wise, it's good. I'm just not doing it because I've already spent so much in terms of, like, my uncommons in events this past month, like with Chakotay. So I got to save for the next month because there's always another leaderboard coming. Always. Always another leaderboard coming. Yeah. Half the people who use BlueStacks don't seem to understand that most of their problems are because their potato is weaker than their phone. Maybe, Zeal. I can't really speak to that. I can't really speak to people's potatoes. So, all right, let me pull these boxes of mostly crap because I was, you know, farming over the night. Slagdar, how you doing, man? Only 22 million for number 1, your SLB? Well, Newfie, you're also significantly higher than you, or than me. If I go to, you know, my biggest account, let me just go see what its top score is. On my biggest account, the top score is 65 million. So, depends on where you're at. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome into the family there, Jake. Thank y'all for supporting the channel. If we're on a bye week again, does it mean that there's probably a merge coming on our server? That is not an indicator either way on whether or not you're getting a merge. That's not an indicator in either direction. That doesn't mean you are, it doesn't mean you're not. Just like people have theorized, well, if you get an incursions target, that's who you're merging with. Also, not an indicator because it doesn't necessarily mean that's who you're merging with. Doesn't necessarily mean that's who you're merging with. Aren't emulators against terms of service? It's a gray area. They're not going to ban you for using an emulator. The reason that emulators can have a negative light is people will use emulators to use cheats. But if you're not doing that, nobody cares. Like, nobody's going to be like, hey, stop using BlueStacks. It's just not supported. The only negatives to emulators are when people use them to try to do cheats, and those are what get people banned. The cheats, not the emulator. Admiral Walking Off, thank you for the follow over there on Kick. Greatly appreciate it. Greatly appreciate it. Yeah, the XSLB that happens the week before incursions is an indicator of who you're going to be facing in your XSLB. Hey, Admiral Pegasus, how you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, Zeal, I've got a couple of friends who are on your server who are going against DJ this week. So hopefully y'all are excited about that. I had a lot of fun when I played with DJ server. It was a really nice group of people. We won. Server 20 lost our last one, but we won that one. And that was fun. But yeah, there was a good group of people there. Some big players too. Some real big players. An OS 46 with faction ship should you not scrap? What do you mean, Joseph? What do you mean? And Pegasus, I'm doing all right. We are doing our dailies, answering as many Star Trek Fleet Command questions as I possibly can, as I always love to do, and getting all of my dailies and grinding in, because I need resources. I've been burning through resources. And right now, the reason I'm not participating in this SSLB or anything is, look, y'all might think these are decent numbers, but only 18,000 gas, only 48,000 crystal. That might look like a lot to y'all. That is nothing. I would not be anywhere near the top of my XSLB. I've got to save up again and then push hard. Push hard. So that is not a lot. It's not near as much as you think it is, especially when you come up here and see I'm down to 17,000 interceptor parts. I've only got 14,000 rare explorer, but I got about 100,000 uncommon, so I can try to push the Coronar if I want to, but I can't push the Pylum. And I don't have really a battleship eating anything up right now, so I'm saving that for if I decide to go for a Tribune. Definitely thinking about the Tribune, but not guaranteed. As a group, how did the servers in the 20s do last incursions? I can't tell you what they did as a group. So, Rev saving up for epic Revlix. Yes, Nimba Nadia. 100%. You nailed it. You nailed it. Titanium is the problem. I'm running into SLBs now. I'll be honest. What I spend the most in SLBs is Latinum. That's another thing. Like, I can easily blow 1,000,000 Latinum if I'm trying to win a leaderboard. And that's another thing I've got to save for, because I've gone after leaderboards for the past 2 months, and my Latinum stores have just gone lower and lower, even though I am using multiple away teams and focusing on Latinum with those, as well as even doing Fisha stuff lately. But Latinum is kind of like my issue at the moment, trying to catch up on my Latinum reserves. Hayden Bulldog, how many undefeated servers remain? To my knowledge, there was only 2 undefeated servers and incursions left, and I don't know if either one of them lost this past last month. My interest in incursion is exclusively the 100% loot exo and the solo armadas, hence why the current armada event spam is a tad annoying. Fair enough, but that event spam won't probably be there when incursions is running. So, but yeah, that solo, not the solo, the exo comp is definitely a great value. And one of the perks of doing incursions. That exo comp is a real good one. 92 is undefeated, only 1 incursion. I'm surprised 92 is running in incursions, but congrats to 92. Server 87 still is not 1-1. Sorry, Miss Linda. The joys of winning have not been felt by you. Thank you for the follow, by the way. Greatly appreciate that. Thank you for the follow over there on Kick. Just got my Voyager to Warp 225. What's your suggestion in regards to Voyager warp range? I mean, if you've got warp range 225, then I don't really understand the question. Like, what do you mean? What is my suggestion? I don't understand. Solos are definitely bugged, Matthew. Solos are having a problem across the servers, and we are still waiting a response for both that, formation armadas, solo armadas, bonus refinery. I've got a whole list of things that I'm currently waiting on Scopely to get back to me on, and hopefully give answers of when they're going to be fixed. Hopefully. So, hopefully. We'll see. I'm going to do these turn-ins, get all this started through. It's early in the morning. Well, I mean, it's 1 o'clock in the evening for me, but I'm trying to get all these turned in. Now I got some of these that are still on timer. All right, we'll do these. Server 43 gets destroyed every time we have incursions. We have a bunch of rogue alliances who deliberately throw it. Not the first time I've heard that, but usually it's not a rogue alliance throwing it. Usually it's a high-level alliance that's angry about something. Usually. Voyager will never be as good as a G4 rare for better loot for the summoned species hostile. I mean, I'll tell you this. I don't use my 4-star rares for hunting Voyager stuff. I use my Voyager. 1 o'clock in the evening, you don't think that's a thing? Oh, it's a thing. It's a thing. Because I just thinged it. It's a thing because I just thinged it. All right. As much as I've been running, I really do need to pull this. I don't know when I'll be able to do them again, but I need to pull it. I need to go mine 5 hours. I need to go do this again. I need to go do this again. And do this. The rev thing, yes. I finished the Great Chase SMS 2 days ago with the group armadas only. Congrats. That's awesome. Congrats to that. I can pull this again. Cool. Let's just keep pulling it, I guess. If you're going to let me do it, let's do it. Did Alliance allow your teammate that left his shield down during the last excursion? What do you mean, TJ? Oh, did we boot him? He got booted for a while. I don't honestly remember if he came back or not. All right. Let me see if we can pull this. All right. Sadly, I was hoping to trick the system, but it didn't work. It didn't work. But I can upgrade this. Speed up this dilithium generator. I think I did that just to spend some ore for that last this last SLB that we had. There we go. Do you suggest pushing Voyager warp range higher or hold it 225? I mean, I would take the warp range as high as you can for your level. And then I'll go out and grind with it. That's what I do. Go out and grind with that bad boy. Reminder, I got to speed this up. Bam. That was my Titan. Just tiered my Titan to tier 4. Which has been my slowest upgrade so far. I'm not giving the Titan a lot of focus. It's been my slowest upgrade. But doesn't mean it's been a bad one. Where's Lorca at? Is he on ship C? Or is he available? He is on ship C. So we're just going to take you over there. We're going to throw Voyager back on here. There we go. We'll send that out in a second. Hey, found what server you're facing in incursion. So, Frick, easiest way is when you're doing an XSLB the week prior. So right now we are in what's called incursions prep. And whoever your XSLB opponent is going to be your target. So we're looking at, in terms of my server 20, looking at fighting server 11. Server 11. And I have a few friends on server 11. I don't think there's a content creator on server 11. I don't think. I could be wrong. But hey, Peto, who that to you? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. The night owl thing? Yes, it is. All right. Over here. That's your server? Nice. Beck is on 11? Yeah, but Beck's not content creator anymore. Beck's a Scopely employee. Why did they move incursions to Wednesday to Friday from Thursday to Saturday? Just because they wanted to, I guess. No real reasoning. And not that they provided. I mean, it's something that we can continue to ask about. Now, for the US, it's going to be Friday to Saturday morning. And then for the EU, it's going to be through the weekend. I think the EU's got the best one. And then APAC, I'll be honest. I think APAC gets the short end of the stick because they're the smallest group of servers and the lowest population. I think they just get the short end of the stick. Yeah, I can't wait to OPC hunt token space when incursions rolls around. See if server 11 gets salty about it. See if server 11 gets salty about it. Living life. Hope you and the family are doing well. Thank you, Pedro. It's very kind of you. I mean, ready for football season, and, you know, kids are expensive as heck. I'll say that. Kids are expensive as heck. Like server 20 is going to be going against server 17. Very nice. Hey, Matt, last night, I might still have the logs. Actually, I'm probably not because we've been, I was auto grinding. So those logs are now gone. Damn. Wait, do I still have them? Because those are freebooters. Oh, wait. That's just because the log reset. And let me just see. Nope. Well, last night, I took 5.5 million OPC from token gas space. It was good times. I still have the DMs about it. Shout out to D's Nuts. So, took 5 million OPC gas from Dominion token space. That was fun. Hey, you know what server you're on? R-Barber. The easiest way is to simply ask in global chat. People are going to kind of know where you're at. You can also find you a base. This is not a base. That is a Nova. Shout out to a Nova. Let's see if I go back to my base if there's one laying around here. You can also find this right here. So you just click another base. See where it says right here. Home 020. That's server 20. And then the final way is you can put your device in a state of interruption by putting it in airplane mode, and then you'll have an error screen that pops up that lists it. Only our server allowed that. Here's the thing. I don't care if it's allowed or not. OPC is OPC. I've got the t-shirt to prove it. If you're overprotected cargo, I don't care where you are. You're a fair target, and I will hit you. And that's always been my policy, and I don't care what server tries to tell me I can't do it. I have literally done it on over a dozen servers, and nobody's ran me out the game yet. So. Oh, you can, yeah, also see it here. Just click a regular ship in space. There you go. There you go. Look at the XSLB leaderboard. Also can do that, Brian. Another way. There's definitely more ways to find what server you're on now than there used to be. There used to be a very, very difficult process of putting your phone in Android mode and stuff and looking for the little subtext, and a lot easier ways to find it now. Okay, I'm glad you're enjoying Kick a little bit more. I appreciate it. If y'all want to support the channel, we have been streaming. I know Nightbot just dropped the link, but if you want to support, we do PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. Everything helps out. I can't bug and fight the devs for y'all without y'all support. I really appreciate those who do support. And you can do that by subscribing over there on Kick, or you can donate directly, or you can even go to our website, which is revdeuce.com, and get you some cool merch or support us monthly. Either way is appreciated, not required. Thank you for those who do. Really do appreciate you. What do you think of Torres on the bridge? I mean, she's solid. She's solid. I mean, she's just another mitigation / piercing officer, which we have just a slew of. Her biggest value is the fact that she's giving synergy to Janeway. That's her biggest value. Now, I'm not saying that her officer ability is bad, which, by the way, I'm running the wrong crew here. I forgot to take off my solo Armada crew. Oh, well. Forgot to take off a solo crew that I was running, trying out. Oh, well. But usually I'll run her with my full synergy Janeway crew. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and run it now. Didn't realize I had the wrong crew on. Aaron, I would not obey that rule. I think that's stupid. But that's just me. Not everybody has to play like I do. If everybody played like Rev, well, that'd be boring. We can't all play the same way. Yeah, I'm with Hugo. I like B'Elanna Torres. BLT's a really good sidecar officer. But again, she's another one of those officers that needs tiers. And we have no sourcing knowledge of Voyager crew at the moment. So, yeah. Level 46, I have 47. Should I jump to 48 or just go to 47 and save the mats? I mean, usually when we do that, we're going at least a level or two up at a time, Roger. My goal is to go from 46 to 49, just a personal goal. And I'm going to sit at 49 for a while. But if you go to 47, why not just go to 48? See, 47, you're going to get better warp range for your disco. At 48, you can actually tier up your Defiant and your Talios another tier. So there's advantages for kind of each level. And you're still mostly in the same brackets for SLBs for the most part. Why not just go 48? And then why not just go 49? Because the cost building wise, everything go from 48 to 49 is like one building. And then you're at 49 needing a lot of materials. So I guess that's a slippery slope. Yeah, not to mention you get the extra dry dock. Good point, I forgot. How convenient that during a mod event they're not responding properly? Well, I can tell you this, Chris, it certainly isn't intentional. They did not intentionally break the game because that hurts them. How does it hurt them? Well, if there are no armadas available, then people aren't going to go buy packs to run armadas. So they did not intentionally break them. I've seen that going around over the weekend. I'm like, that doesn't even make any sense. They did not intentionally break the game. They can't make money if they break it. They just broke. It just broke. And now they need to fix it and get off their freaking butts and fix it. Has your main server tried to tell you to use faction miners or amalgams in Dominion token space? No. Ooh, Scout. Scout.
Thank you.
Yo, Jordy, good to see you. How you doing? Thank you. And yo, Triceraclops, thank you so much for gifting 5 subs over on Kick. Thank you for supporting the channel. Grimthorn, Salivar, Glendoria, Drew, and Antares. Welcome to the Sub Club. Thanks to Triceraclops being extremely generous. Thank you so much. That is very, very kind of you to support the channel like that. Thank you. I really appreciate that, Tri. I really do. Y'all server 97. They've been working forever, I'm just saying. But we've also not tried to run a week of solo events either. I mean, it's easy for things to work when it's passive, right? Like, not everybody on the server is trying to go after them. I mean, that logic doesn't even make sense. Why would they break their own thing that costs them money when their whole thing every month is if they don't make money, they start pushing like random packs to do that? I mean, money is all they care about at the end of the day. That makes no sense. That makes no sense. I just need to increase all these. I need to do this research I've been slacking on. Because we know Scopely loves one thing and one thing all, and it ain't Star Trek. It's
money, 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 money.
That's what they like. That's what they love. So, yeah, I'm with you, Tricer. People also quit broken games. For sure. Now, server 97, y'all shouldn't be quitting anything. Y'all are living the dream over there. I love playing on new servers. It's very refreshing. I was actually watching a content creator last night who's playing on a server that doesn't have level 40 plus, and just listening to them talk about, you know, their strategies where everybody's in the 20s and 30s is so wildly different than what, you know, we do on our main. And I do have accounts that are like, I've got a level 29 account, but I don't put the like 8 hours a day into it like I do this account and a couple others. And yeah, I would just say if you're on like one of the newer servers, y'all got to just enjoy it because it is so much fun. And everybody's so much closer together. And yeah, it might seem like a bad thing, but it's such a good thing. It's such a good thing. Like, I love my Pylum, for example. And I brag about my Pylum all the time because I'm proud of it. My Pylum is like, what, max 34 million? There are 1.5 billion power ships on this server. My Pylum is a little piss ant. You know, I really love on the new servers, everybody being so close together still and everybody being forced to interact. I guess some people can see as a negative, but I love that about the new server life. It's great. More likely, Armada spawns were a side effect of the change that fixed augment chasers that wasn't figured out for the event series. That's quite possible, meme. Quite possible. 6% is 1 in 16. Yep. Yes, it is. YOLO. Yes, it is. Again, Triceratops. Thank you. You're waiting to scrap Mayflower. So you, Nolan, good to see you. How you doing? So Triceratops, question for you. Are you at the point where you are like, are you doing it for primes? Are you doing it for ship parts? What are you scrapping for? Because I know that y'all don't have 40 plus yet. So what are you scrapping for? Or just for the sake of getting rid of junk? 5 days of solo armadas is the worst. Well, it's only the worst if you want to compete, right? Thank you, Getney, for the follow over there on Kick. I mean, you don't have to do them, y'all. They are leaderboards. You don't have to do them. I know this game likes to twist your arm and make you feel like you have to, but you don't have to. Slag says, I find speculating about how a game that the community managers have said need to be rebuilt from scratch break seems futile to me. Well, I mean, hell, I've talked about that. I've had conversations with game design where they've openly said that the original design of this game was not very good and efficient. That's the politically correct way to put it. And that there are a lot of problems that current game designers are trying to overcome from the original game designers. So, you recommend a speed up pack? I mean, I can, Board Jock. I can. Let's see. What can this upgrade? I'm going to have to save those because I'm not blowing through that gas just yet. We're going to have to save that. Yeah, we're going to have to save that. We'll go ahead and send this out, though. There we go. Happy Sunday to you as well, Sugar Fat Man. What tier is your pylon? Mine's tier 7. Tier 7. And I don't have all my bonuses below decks and everything. I just kind of have the solo crew thrown on it, which is a little bit weaker because it's, you know, tier 1 officers. But I think 35-ish is what it is when I have the officers loaded out. Thank you. Thank you so much, Prophet9, for the follow over there and Kick. I greatly appreciate you. You're stacking G4. Makes sense, Triceratops. Just a quick heads up for you. And if you hit me up on Discord, I can send you the chart that I made. But if you're working for G4, plan what ships you want. Like if you're going for the pylon or something, how quickly you plan on getting there. Because the ship parts are going to be your biggest bottleneck in 4-star. Not the mats. That doesn't mean the mats aren't important. They are very important. But like, for example, the 28s give better efficiency. If you're talking about, you know, scrapping things in the future, just plan for this. Like if you're going for a pylon, the Saladins are going to give you the most ship parts per scrap. Whereas the Mayflower is going to give you more gas versus ship parts in terms of efficiency. How you doing, Prophet? Good to see you. Good to see you. I played on the alpha and beta test servers back in the early days. The bugs were in those were never fixed. And to this day, some of them still exist. Nice, D-Man. Very nice. Very nice. Oh, I need to go mine some crystals so I can do my Klingon daily. Hold on. Let's go do this. See if we got a free node over here. We do! Heck yeah! Free node. Open. Kakashi! Thank you. Idris as well. Thank you for the follow over there on Kick. Greatly appreciate it. And again, Triceratops, thank you for gifting 5 subs. That really helps out my family. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that. You got me beating total power? Well, nice, Chris. I mean, again, it's so relative, you know, what you're running and what ships you're on and stuff. I really don't look at the power and stuff just because it scales so high. Like if you go up into the 50s, it's pretty easy to get well above like what I'm displaying right now. At the same time, I know I have an account that power-wise is stronger than a lot of players in the 50s. So, say I don't have to do the leaderboard, but when you're as close to tearing up Harry Kim, Stranger World On, and Himmer, you cannot pass up that opportunity. Yeah, you can. That's the thing. You really can. And this is what I try to speak out against this game. Don't let this game dictate your gameplay. Don't let Star Trek Fleet Command dictate your gameplay. Don't let them dictate the hours and whatever you're going to spend. If you want to do something, do it because it's fun. But you don't have to. There will be more opportunities in the future. There will be more opportunities in the future. Yeah, Boxer, I see Comcast. Man, I can't help it. So let's not even bring it up. I can't do anything about it. Gotta wait for it to stop Comcasting. So. Hey, Sherlock, good to see you. Had to see you earlier today. How are you doing? Let's see if we made it here yet. We have not. Come on, let's get in the system. Get in there. Get in there. Gosh, these warp times. They just take too damn long. I mean, I get that it has the fastest warp speed of any ship, but still, it feels like it takes way longer than it should. Is there a freighter in here? Oh, there is. There is. Well, thank you, Jordy. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. That's very, very kind of you. You came in right when I'm getting Comcasted, but I still appreciate you. I still do. Thank you. Greetings, Server 86. John, how you doing? Kids are watching the new Transformers film. You watch all the cartoons but can't stand the films. I'm sorry you can't stand the films, but let your kids enjoy something. Let your kids enjoy it. You don't have to enjoy it. Let the kids enjoy it. If they're enjoying it, it's all groovy. It's all good. Glad to be watching my content. Well, thank you, Prophet. I wish Comcast was making it not suck, but ISPs are ISPs. You get what you get, right? You get what you get. What other STFC questions y'all got? Y'all can throw down the pipe. We'll see if we can get them answered while we're doing our grind for Voyager. While we're doing our grind for Voyager. Let's see up here. All right. And hopefully Comcast will start correcting itself here in a moment. Usually it doesn't work too bad on Sundays, but it depends. Sometimes Comcast is terrible on Sundays. Have trouble completing the Great Chase. What's the best way to complete it? Solo Armadas. Solo Armadas is the best way to complete it. And that's also what has led to so many problems because Solo Armadas aren't properly respawning on many servers. And yeah, Pokey, I do have the early transwarp, well, the super highways. That's what they're called here in STFC. I do have the early super highways. I do have the early ones. Just finished the Supremacy as number 1. Congratulations to you on that. I've yet to be number 1, mainly because the game won't keep Solar Armadas up long enough for me to find enough of them. So that's fun. What are my opinion on the Valdor and his contemporaries? Like them. Thank you, Triceratops, for the follow. I mean, I don't take them very high, but I do recommend getting at least one of the uncommons, if for no other reason than Solar Armadas. Even if your plan is to get the 46s, which are the best long-term value, I still would get some of the early ones, at least one of them, for your Solar Armada runs and everything. Thank you for the follow as well, Marcus. Appreciate you. Sorry that we're going through so many Comcast general suckage at the moment, but if it doesn't fix, then we'll just have to end our stream, but we'll see. Hopefully it fixes itself. Hopefully it fixes itself. All right, yeah, and Chief, enjoy your territory battle. Enjoy your territory battle. Enjoy your territory battle. I still have active territory on most of my accounts, but I know so many places don't. And if you can enjoy it, then enjoy it. If you've got it working where you're at with territories, enjoy it, because so many people don't get to experience territories. So few people get to experience territories. All right, let's Do I have another summon? I do. All right, I don't. So I'm actually going to go just freighter hunting. I'm going to go look for freighters. Just going to go look for freighters. Going to go look for freighters as we allow lag to just ruin our day. Hey, Hank, how you doing? Not that it matters, but where do you see the server you're on? Literally, just look at a random ship in space or a base. Look at a random ship in space or a base. No resolution, a recommendation of what to do? There's nothing you really can do, Matt. Nothing really you can do is just wait for your tickets. Just wait for your tickets. And Q, good to see you over there on Kick. There are currently issues with, 1, my Comcast at the moment, but 2, there are issues with armadas respawning. Formation armadas are a problem. Right now, solar armadas are a problem. Burial armadas are a problem. But the only thing working for sure is the ability to buy packs. But that is just an ongoing problem for most servers at the moment. For most servers. Like literally most servers are having the same issue where the armadas are just disappearing. Scopely's working on it. There is no ETA on a fix for it. There's no ETA on a fix. So get this in, bam. And let's back out. And let's see if we got a freighter in here. No. Hopefully nobody's hunting these. But if you haven't already, the quickest way to pick up your Herogen relics is to find freighters and smack those. But that's not always guaranteed to find. And then sadly, they also are very rarely dropping their boxes as they're supposed to be. As they're supposed to be. See, no box there. But I did end up getting, 3,200 of the relics, which that matters to me. So what are the 3 main things I need to watch for while I push through the 40s? Don't push through the 40s. Slow down. Be my big thing. Please slow down. So, see if we're good to see. Yeah, burial ships are not working either. Basically, all armadas that are being heavily used are having a problem. Being heavily used are all having a problem right now. Clark, Marcus, thank you both for the follows. I appreciate you over on the kick side. Any armada that your group is trying to run is probably having serious issues at the moment. And we'll see when they get rectified. Still waiting to hear back from the overlords on some of the issues. I don't know when that'll be. I have been told that I'm going to get an answer for hopefully one of them, the bonus refinery, here in the next few hours. And then by tomorrow, I hope to have some type of information to share with y'all on the biggest issue of all, which is the armadas not spawning and being problematic. They are aware of the issue and just waiting to hear back from them and getting that sorted out. Yeah, Pokey, it does seem to be doing a little bit better at the moment. Hopefully it stabilizes so we can get back to our regularly scheduled chat and program here for Star Trek Fleet Command. Appreciate you well, Matt. Just got my Voyager. Shall focus on first to make it better. Everything that you get for the Voyager should be going into leveling it up. And the biggest thing I can say is triple pull the Herogen Relic every day. You want to get the research in as quickly as possible, especially any of the cargo and warp researches. Those are the big keys, I think, for the Voyager. The biggest keys for the Voyager. And then just start working your way up on it. And its first couple tiers are just a real pain in the butt. And then it gets a little bit better as it levels out. But the first couple tiers are painful. Then you get tier 3, tier 4, and it's honestly not too bad. I have found anyway. For territory capture, numbers or power? 100% numbers, not even close. The whole key to territory is numbers. If you want to dominate territory, numbers. 100% numbers. Numbers will generally always win out. Thank you, Uncle Brisket, for the follow. Greatly appreciate you being here. How you doing? Yeah, numbers are the key for territory. If you've got, that broken, dang it. If you've got 30 people, you are going to struggle versus 90 people. If you got 90 people, you're going to struggle versus 200 people. They can just fill in the system. Fill it up with just random birds and accounts, and they're going to score points. So, all right. So after he gets out of this battle, we're going to head down here and look for another freighter. I'm just going to go system to system looking for freighters. Hey, Q, how you doing? Server 63? I've played on that server. Do the Defiance, Cerritos, Enterprise, etc. count as Federation ships? No, special ships do not get faction bonuses. So, like the Federation bonus for fighting Borg solos does not apply to the Defiant. Special ships do not get their faction a bonus. So, if you have any slew of, even if they're canon Federation ships, they do not get the bonuses to their faction. So, whether it's the hostile grinding bonuses, the loot bonuses for rep, all that, they do not get those. Already have that, Tommy. Already have that, dude. Already have it. All right, let's see if there's a freighter in here, because I need to try to get 2 days worth, but it really comes down to how many freighters I can find. And don't see any in there. So we're going to head to this next system. Auto grinding is working. Auto grinding is working. Which people have theorized that could be part of the problem. And maybe it is, part of the problem. I don't really know. Almost feels like a slap in the face for Scopely to give us Armada directives as comp when they're not working correctly. I don't feel like that. I feel like people bring that up way too much. Things aren't slapping the faces. They're acknowledging problems and they're trying to give people stuff for those problems. I don't think that's slapping anybody in the face. I think that's doing what you should do. And that doesn't mean that there aren't still problems, but it means that they're acknowledging it and they're trying to fix it. I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think that's a bad thing at all. I commend them for giving out comp chests. I'm not saying that we don't need more because there's still problems, but I am saying that as a player, this is what you want a game company to do. Maybe it's just me. Maybe that's just me. Thank you, Laromi and Travis, for signing up to be supporters of the channel. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you. Out of nowhere, I appreciate that. I really, really do. Thank you so much for that. How you doing, sweet? Ops 41, but I have an epic G4 stuff for some Prime suddenly. Where from? Were they giving somewhere lately? Did you scrap a ship? Did you scrap a ship or something? Let's see. Do we have another freighter here? Best hostile farming for Actians. The Tau crew is what most people are using right now. With a 4-star ship. That's what most people are using right now. Best advice, do everything? I didn't say that. My best advice is to not do everything. I generally tell people to take a step back. Don't let the game control your time. Reclaim your time. People expect a perfection in an imperfect world. I guess that's true. I don't, though. They gave us another chance to turn in tokens for the event with officers 2 days ago. Don't even know what you're talking about, Baba Yaga. Don't even know what you're talking about. Unless you're talking about the Supreme Choice tokens, but powers is best if you want a PvP. Still disagree. Numbers are definitely better than power. I can tie up your power with Rialtas and everything. I can tie up your power. So. And let's see. Don't see a freighter here, and I see somebody grinding. So if there was a freighter, they probably got it. And they are in a Kelvin. Oh, they're just actually hitting regular hostiles. They're not even grinding out. They're just hitting regular hostiles. All right. Let's go see at Atana, see if there's anything in here. House 40. Nice, Tim. Nice. We say we're in the Taco Bell. What are you actually doing? That? Doing my Q's trials. Doing Q's trials. Something I have now added to my daily routine. I do my Q's trials every day. Whether I win them or not doesn't honestly matter. I'm simply doing them to complete them. And put you up there. Honestly, not that we need it, but I'm not going to be doing faction rep. Put you here, though. You're only for solo armadas. So, put you up there. Tom Pair stays below decks. Now we're going to actually summon our Q's bells real quick, because I need to do them. Locate. And head this way. All right, here we go. Issue with Armadas is help keep score lower and help me get in the top 10. Well, I'm glad you're able to take advantage of a negative and turn it into a positive for yourself. I'm glad you're able to turn a positive or a negative into a positive for your own playstyle. I still feel for all the other players, though. Found too late that I should have gotten my Stella through the faction store before getting via events. Is spending money now the only way to get the second? The only way to get a second now would be through another event store or by spending money. Thank you, Orange Ray, for the follow. Greatly appreciate you supporting me here on Kick. Thank you so much. And I'm glad that you're here. Giving out directives when there's an issue for miles not working makes perfect sense. I mean, it does. If you know that things aren't working, well, then don't use the directives. Don't use the directives. If things aren't working, then don't use them. But they are working for some people, and that's kind of the key. Is it's not broke for everybody. So, but if things are not there on your server, then don't do them. Enjoy the freebies. Finally on my Voyager and Titan, all it took was actually remembering to do your turn-ins every day. Yeah, I've got that problem on my big account. I keep forgetting to do my Voyager turn-in because I didn't buy it. So click this, I'm gonna have to wait to my redeem to do the third one. We're from the land of Kick. What's up, Budget Gunner? How you doing? Just answer Star Trek Fleet Command questions and trying to have the best stream possible. Double coupons, nice. First, I feel like Armada packs are one of their biggest sellers. They do have really good Armada packs in terms of like what you're getting for their $100. Benny, thank you for the follow over on Kick. Greatly appreciate you supporting the channel. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Are we getting a proper event store next month? I have to wait and see, Marcus. Have to wait and see. You know I can't tell you that. You know I can't answer that question. You can't handle the truth. You can't handle the truth. But can I handle a freighter? Only if they give me one. Please give me a freighter. Oh my goodness. No freighters. And no OPC. All right, so I'm gonna go here, and if that's not there, then we're gonna jump all the way back over there. We'll jump all the way back over there. For all these grinding events, why don't they require you to attack so auto grinding won't count? I don't know. I mean, to be honest, people have been asking for years for auto grinding to count. So that could be what it is. Budget, thank you for the follow. Yeah, Benny, I love you too. I love you too. It's like Costco. Can't give out that booklet earlier. I've never been to a Costco Triceraclops, so I can't really speak to that. By the way, because I know we had Comcast lag earlier, did you hear my answer for you in regards to the 4-star uncommons by chance? Oh, wait, is that a freebie just floating around? Wait, where the hell did I fly? Oh, yeah, I flew to the wrong system. All right, let's go back out here. Yeah, there's nothing there. I was like, shoot, they're there already. Available and ripe. Sadly, not the case. Are we going to avoid your part 4? We'll just have to wait and see. Territory War is about to get the most points and do what you need for numbers. The more numbers you can hand over in territory capture, the better. You can tie up their big ships or Rialtos over and over and keep your ships on the capture nodes longer. Simply a numbers game. That's what it's been for my groups, Clark, on every server. Just comes down to dominating with numbers. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't PvP, but just the key is getting as many ships in there as possible, and that's how you end up winning. And that's just been the main way for 4 years now. So, all right, let's see. Freighter, please. Just need one more freighter. I mean, preferably like 10 more. But I'll take literally one more and be happy and go home. Just literally one more, y'all. And then, this is the crew that I was using to OPC hunt in token space, because it brought my Vidar up to 5.1 million cargo. You can see I've got the ability to upgrade a little bit more, but again, low on all the uncommons and everything. And I can't take it to tier 7 all the way without more of those charged probes. So, is that a floating 8472? It's a broken one, Sinbob. It's the same broken one that's been there for about a week. Mitch, you're going slow 42 to 46 in your spreadsheet. What do you mean by slow? 1 or 2 months? I mean, the time there is more of a you thing than anything, because people play at different levels in terms of speeds. So it really just comes down to what your personal preference is. You know, it's not a set amount of time as much as it is setting goals, but you don't necessarily need to max everything. You're not trying to min-max everything at every level. It's kind of more slow push as you go on up. See, I did, but I didn't hear your opinion on the Valdorn's contemporaries. So there's not really a best Triceraclops. What happens in 4-star and 5-star is everything becomes about officers and research, and which ship you're picking doesn't really matter anymore. The easiest to upgrade and stuff is usually the Valdor, between scrapping Mayflowers and then having the ISS Jelly Brawl event. The easiest one is the Valdor. But it really doesn't matter. If you want to go with the Katinga, completely good. A little bit of drawback of it being slower because it's a battleship. Kelvin is a glass cannon, but still you get to tier 7, tier 9 if you wanted to. It's still going to be an effective ship. Truthfully, it comes down to what officers you've unlocked and the amount of research that you're dumping into these ships. It matters a heck of a lot more than which one you choose. Hey, Lango. How you doing, man? How you doing, Lango? Norwich, also good to see you as well. Welcome in. Whereas a hard camping max everything moving on. Yeah, Lango. So when we do hard camping, we're going to sit a while. We're trying to min-max things. We're taking our, maybe our pylum to tier 9, and we're getting every efficiency research and every combat research we can find maxed out. You're taking your time to catch up on everything. Whereas a soft camp is more hitting the big target items and then catching up later, but being willing to level up to get advantages maybe through events and stuff like that. You have most officers just working on tiers. So see, that's kind of the key, Triceraclops. I'd also tell you this, man. Since you are hopefully already in possession of rares, get over here in your transporter patterns. You want to max out this as soon as possible. If you are big into mining for yourself, make sure you come unlock 3 of 11. She's stupid important. Rom's the best base cracker in the game still. That's very important. T.O. Spock is a very underrated PvP officer for all those critical builds. But the biggest one, get 6 of 11 maxed out. There we go. I'm late, realize I'm the only one experiencing lack of respawning in Dominion Mars. Nope. In fact, that's basically everybody. Oh, freighter. That's basically everybody right now, sadly. So no, you are not the only one. Just give me another, what, 3,000? You have 6 at tier 3. That's when about 6 of 11 really starts taking off as a dominant force. But keep on working him up there. He is a very important officer. arguably, he's right up there with Miles as the most important Armada officer in the game. Cisco's also a very good one. So, go this way. Then hopefully, I do need to check and see what my timer is on the bells. My Taco Bells? Got 4 hours before I can pull it. 4 hours before I can get my Taco Bells in. What if one or the other? Which first? It honestly doesn't matter, Recurian. Preference, I would say Enterprise. I would say Enterprise is my personal preference. Augur's probably the stronger of the two, just if you're talking PvP and Armadas. But Enterprise, with its shield ability, can last a lot longer. But I would still probably get both. The only one I don't get is the D4. The only one I don't get is the D4. Are we not suggesting Voyager camping tiers based on ops levels? Nope. Nope. What about Chakotay? Chakotay's really good, but there's no sourcing for him. He's no sourcing. He's not my main Armada officer, but he's good. Let's see. Do we get another freighter in here by chance? Oh, there's somebody in here. All right, so we're just going to grind these out. Get close to my PC limit, then we'll head home. Why does my Voyager hull go down when I upgrade the weapons? Without seeing that, I can't answer the question, Frig. I mean, it could be something as simple as calculations with, like, maybe a forbidden tech you have installed or something like that. How researches apply. I mean, without really seeing it, I can't really say. Can we get them to add both or more of both ship and weapon refits to the Amalgam Refinery? Potentially, yes. Potentially, yes. You can get a D4. Yeah, the drawback to the D4 is you've got the Defiant and you've got the Talios now. So you don't really need the D4. It's not that I think the D4 is a bad ship. I just think that you've got more important interceptors available at the same level range. It's still a good bird. It's just you don't really need it. And you have other things that are more important of the same class. You know, like the Voyager is good, but I don't think I can make an argument for replacing the Enterprise. But at the same time, if the Voyager, Titan, and Cerritos were all equally good as explorers, then I really would have an argument to just say, well, the Enterprise maybe not worth going too heavy into. No, I've not, Q. No, I've not. Thank you, Sherlock, for dropping the links to support. If anybody doesn't want to support the channel, remember, I can't do what I do without people like you. So if you want to support the channel, check out the donate links, PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. Again, it is optional to tip your streamer, but greatly, greatly appreciated. And yeah, that's kind of the spiel. You can also subscribe on Kick, which is what our good friend Triceratops over there did. I appreciate them for that. Appreciate them for that. What do you run with 6 for Armadas? 5-6 Miles? 5-6 Con. 5-6 Con. Miles is on with Cisco and Miles. I do Cisco, Miles, Lorca, and then 5-6 Con are the two primaries. Now, 6 is not going to be super effective versus Borg solos just because of the Borg solos being very unique. But I usually don't change it out, and I just run it anyway, so I'm not moving my crews around that much. Where can I talk personally? I mean, you can shoot me a message on Discord. Shoot me a message on Discord or Facebook. Discord or Facebook. Is Ducat the ideal officer to round out the other two Explorer Strike Team officers? Ducat is an Interceptor Strike Team officer. C Dizzle. They've given out the monthly resource pack they normally have to pay for. They did, Barnabas, random. They did as part of the comp they just released this weekend. And I'm not even sure it's going to be the final comp we get, honestly. It's how these problems have continued to persist. I wonder if I can just blow up the Voyager. Nobody's going to come hit me. And have good luck with Chakotay, Miles, Lorca. It's also a good crew. I know the desire to combine Miles and Lorca because of all the extra shot. I'm sorry, Miles and Chakotay because of all the extra shots. And if you're talking about an individual Armada crew, like a group Armada crew, that does kind of make sense. But for a solo Armada, I don't want to make my other ones weaker to make one ship particularly great. I'd rather all three of them be really good. So, I'd rather all of them be good. Hey, Uncle Brisket. Proper nouns make my brain do cartwheels. Yep. That was words in general are hard. All right, Voyager went boom. Good. Repair. I don't know how much I ended up having, but I know I can do a triple pull real quick. And I have enough to do triple pull for what, 2 more days? But I'm still probably going to go out there because I've got more of this to do. I'm going to turn this in tonight. All right. Haven't decided if we're doing an extra stream. Every now and then I do an extra stream on Sundays on Twitch or something, but right now we're fine. Kana, good to see you. How are you doing, Kana? Happy to help, Frig. Happy to help. Don't have Cisco yet, unfortunately, so I've been running a Jordy LaForge loot cruise, my third. Crosshair Clops, all I gotta say is, man, do your Bajoran runs, man. This is one of the most important things in the game. Make sure you are doing this. And dumping. I mean, this is one of the reasons I've definitely grown in strength a lot over the past 6 months, is this faction store right here has been extremely helpful. Extremely helpful. So, by the way, we got a domination event right now, so I should actually do some of these Bajoran favors while I'm sitting here. I mean, I've got the credits, so let me just do Tetryon Abundance. I don't really want it, but if I can hold more, why not? Then we got Lenar's Edge, which is critical hit chance against players. I do want the officer drills. Get that one in. We'll go ahead and do Cure Sword. Thank you, Valk, for dropping the bricks. Yeah, we did finish the Bismarck doing that, and we're going to do we need to do another Lego build stream. For if y'all are into that, for those that don't know, we do those streams as well, and have a section of my Discord for it. A lot of fun. I'm wondering what research did you focus on to get your pile to 34 million? I mean, everything that's combat related. Everything combat related. Arlenar's Edge is this one right here, which is the critical hit chance, or more Tetryon Abundance. Let's do this one. Let's do that one. All right, I'm going to hold off on this just because I'm going to... Yeah, I can still afford to do my double pull in 4 hours. This one right here, 178. Do that to get more uncommons. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that, and that way I can keep collecting. Not really need it, but we'll do it anyway. Metal Rules, good to see you. Good to see you. Tier 3 Chakotay, very nice, Kana. Mine is almost tier 2. Like, he's like 5 shards from tier 2. Let me go take a look. I'm going to show y'all where I'm at. Sort by group. I've got 9 shards till tier 2 in Chakotay. And I've got tier 2 Kim, tier 2 Paris, tier 2 BLT. Chakotay is 9 shards away from my next tier, which would be huge for that critical hit chance. Love the Lego build stuff. Nice recurring. Yeah, the last one we did was... I forgot I got the green screen right behind me, so it's actually back there. I just look stupid. I forgot the green screen right there. But we just finished the Battleship Bismarck, which was a German battleship from World War II. We just finished that, and we need to do another one. Nothing's fixed for Armadas yet? It is not, sadly. We're still waiting on that. It's not fixed yet. But they are aware of it. They've acknowledged it, which I guess matters. Because sometimes they don't acknowledge it at all. And there we go. We finished that up, so that's good. I like when I finish it up. And there's me some more titanium. That is yummy, yummy in my tummy. That's really good. All right, so I need to speed up some research on this other account, too. Goodness. And I got to go do my disco on this other account. Oh, my gosh. Always something to do. Swap, ship. Sorry, I got another account pulled up. I'm trying to remember to do because I got to go do my anomalous phenomenon over there as well. Galaxy. And you need to go here. All right. Back to chat. Is Marcus Purdy? I think so, Pokey. It was a lot of fun. Blue ran some tests for Chakotay Janeway Miles. Got silly high damage. Very possible. Yeah, I mean, I do a lot of those, and then I have my battle log saved in Spock's Club. So for solos, I split it out because I want all 3 of my ships to have very good critical builds. But if I'm doing one individual run, there are some great ones, especially if I can get hull breach from either a friend in Group Armadas or maybe some below deck hull breach with Bolana Torres. Really build those criticals with those big shots. You know the story of the Bismarck? Nice, Recurden. Yeah, it took me about, what, 10, 12 hours to do that build. So the next one that we do is probably going to be a plane. I've got like the Corsair. I've got the Japanese Mitsubishi Zero. I have the Hawker Hurricane left to do. I've got multiple ships left to do as well. So multiple ships left to do as well. So let's see. I think it'll be fixed once events are done. Maybe. I'm waiting to hear back. They told me that the earliest I'll probably hear about the fixes for armadas, if any, roll out, or will be tomorrow morning. I'll hear something. And then today they said that they would follow up about the bonus refinery. And I know bonus refinery doesn't feel as good as it used to be, but it's still free mats. So I'm waiting to hear back about the bonus refinery as well. When can you start doing the Bajoran faction? Level 35, Travis. Level 35 is when the Bajoran faction kicks off. And that kicks off. By the way, Pokey, I appreciate you. Falcon, I appreciate you as well. Sherlock, thank y'all for always helping out and being awesome sauce. Appreciate y'all. Amazing. We are getting right at an hour and a half, which is typically where we get close to our wrap-up time for YouTube and Facebook and Kick and everything. So get your questions in if you got any. Happy to hear them. Happy to help. 5.6 JB is better for solo? No. No. Guess it depends on your individual crewing. Pays to be me. Very nice name. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow. So let's see what other questions. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Scrolling. All right. They've given out the monthly resource pack. Yes, they did. We got like 15 days of the July pack, which is pretty damn generous, actually. Was it 15 days they gave out of the July pack? That's pretty damn good. Let me see. Claim. Resources. And I can't see for 3 hours. See, that's why I need to get Ripper's mod, just so I can see these. But yeah, I think we got another, what, 11 or 10 days of that? Something like that. I think we got a few days left. And let's see, check my dailies. What do I need to do left? All right. Titan, Mantis. Got to finish Q's trials. Mining, which is everybody's favorite thing to do every day. Loot. All right, so I gotta do these. I've already got my main daily done, so that's good. Now I have to do it on my other accounts. The ballerina pose, gracefully on point, extended one slender leg. Peloton, that is so random, but thank you. Hey Mercy, how you doing? Bacon, good to see you back again. Hopefully y'all are both having great Sundays. So if we don't have any more questions, we're going to wrap up. I will let y'all know. Hit me up on Discord if y'all need any more help with the game. I'm more than happy to do some one-on-one and hit you up. I try to respond to everybody. It's kind of a big thing for me. Appreciate y'all over on Kick. Triceraclops, again, thank you for hitting the subscribe button. Appreciate people donating, and it greatly helps me and my family out. So a huge thank you again. Thanks for everybody hit the follow button. Thanks for everybody who came by. Share it out with your friends and family, neighbors, and everybody who likes Star Trek. Live long and plunder. Stay safe out there. Hit me up. Glad to talk to you all day. I appreciate you, but I'm going to hit the end button now.
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to you.